Hi everyone, and welcome back to your Real Conversation video lesson with me, your teacher Chris. Now today we have another interesting topic. We're going to ask, how often? So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Subscribe. Subscribing is free and it lets me know that you want more lessons and more ways to talk to me. And if you're one of my regular students, welcome back. I'm so happy that you are here with me. Now, my throat is a little scratchy today, so I apologize in advance. The air is dirty today. So I have some coffee here to help soothe my throat a little bit because we have lots of questions today. Actually, this is a lot because these are frequency adverbs that we're going to use to answer these questions. So these questions, the answers will actually be a little shorter than usual. And that's okay because I have more questions for you. So like I said, today we are going to practice how often questions. And here we go. Question number 1. How often do you travel? I love travel and I wish that I could travel more. How often do you wake up in the middle of the night? If I could get more sleep, I might actually wake up in the middle of the night, but usually I'm awake, so I don't wake up. How often do you go to the dentist? See, going to the dentist is pretty important, so it's always good to try and keep your teeth clean at least. How often do you go to church? See, these are really common questions, right? Let's keep going. How often do you eat candy? I eat too much candy. Actually, no, I don't, but I have chubby cheeks, so I eat some candy. I like candy. How often do you go to the doctor? I swear, since I came to Korea, I'll answer it later. But definitely I have a good answer for that one. How often do you say, I love you to your parents? Now, if your parents are gone, you could also say that I say I love you to and who, your significant other, whoever that is. How often do you take your English book to study? And the nice thing about my lessons is you don't really need a book. I have books, and there's links in the description if you would like a copy of my writing workbook, which many students have been using, so it's really great. And my writing workbooks for writing essays, those are very useful. I have a stack of them here in my school. But I totally understand if you don't bring your writing books and your English books out. How often do you practice sports? I've noticed a lot of my students don't play sports, but they watch them, or at least they understand it. So here you could easily just have the negative, how often? Never, because that's what these are. How often do you brush your teeth? I hope it's enough. Let's just say that. How often do you listen to music? See how short these answers are? How often? What is that noise? Okay, hang on. Let's put that inside. There, I think that fixed it. Sorry if it was ding. These are really short answer questions because in a natural conversation, the person you're answering will ask for more information. See here, these are just simple questions, and I'll show you how to answer all of these with a simple trick. So stay tuned for my answers. I want you to see the pattern. We'll get there, okay? Teasing. How often do you read? I love reading. How often do you go to the shopping mall? How often do you buy clothing? I'm not a big shopper. I'm a simple guy. I would wear the same clothes every day if I could get away with it. I just want to be comfortable and focus on other things. How often do you eat fast food? Takeaway is super convenient, or, delivery food, something like that, fast food. How often do you have English classes? Every day, Chris teacher. I hope you say every day. I have lessons every day with you. But I totally understand. If you're new here, welcome. I have lessons every day. How often do you go out with your friends? I'm kind of jealous of you. I don't go out very often. How often do you go to the movies? I love movies. Movies are awesome, but I have no time to go. How often do you... okay, there it is. There's a really big list right here. How often do you go for a walk? And the last one, how often do you use the internet? Now, I hope you used different frequency adverbs. Remember that frequency adverbs are important because you don't want to say the same ones all the time. I always do this. I always do that. I usually do this. I do this every night, see, these words become redundant and it sounds terrible. Natural speaking native speakers try not to use the same words over and over because it's annoying for us to say it like that. So always remember to mix up the way you answer these questions. But now, because you're here with me, I will teach you a simple trick to answer all of these questions and give you the time to think of your answer. Ready? How often do you travel? So we have the question, how often, but then the subject, do you travel? We're going to take that part. The question word we're going to throw away because we know it's a frequency. A frequency adverb, how often. So how often do you travel? I usually travel twice a year. See, do you travel? You, we switched it because we know it's I. How often do you? I, now we know frequency. I usually travel. How often do you travel? I usually travel. We took the answer from the question. So, how often do you usually travel? I usually travel, add the extra detail, once or twice a year. I wish it was more though. How often do you wake up in the middle of the night? Here we go again. I don't wake up often in the middle of the night. I took the question and made it a statement. And I just made, because how often is a frequency adverb. I just took the question and made it into an answer. The reason why this is a good skill to practice is because often when you're in a conversation, especially with a new person, you get nervous. And they'll ask you a question and you're like, right? But that empty space is awkward and it just makes your confidence go pew. And we don't want that. So by answering a question, by practicing answering a question and turning by taking a question and turning it into a statement, we immediately save time because we are already speaking. We are already speaking, and that allows us easy time to think more. You see what I mean? If you have a pause and then answer your question, it's awkward. But if I say a sentence and then say another sentence, that pause is completely normal. That's a cool trick, right? Change the question into an answer and then have a pause to think more if you need to. But honestly, most of you have a very high level of English at this point, and it's all about confidence. Let's continue. How often do you go to the dentist? I usually go to the dentist twice a year. See that? I just took the question, made it a statement. How often do you go to church? I don't often go to church, and I haven't in about 10 years. I know it's bad. I know. Sorry. How often do you eat candies? I don't often eat candies. The church thing, there's no English service here, so I don't go. Sorry. Here we go. How often do you go to the doctor? I usually go to the doctor once or twice a month. I know. See, I would explain that more because someone would think, why do you go once or twice a month? That's so much. See how I mean? These frequency questions are just short answers because your conversation partner would ask a follow-up question and then you would explain it. And these are just short answers. You don't have to think about a big long answer. Just relax, answer the frequency adverb and change it into a statement, and your partner, the person you're talking to, will ask you for more information, and that gives you time to relax and think of your answer. Because if they start asking the question, you knew what was coming, and you're able to have just a few seconds extra to think of an answer. How often, how often do you say I love you to your parents? I try to call my mother all the time and say I love her. Every time I talk to my mother, I say I love her. So I say I love you to my mother 4 or 5 times a week. How often do you take your English book to study? I never take my English book to study. I'm good at English. I'm sorry. That was funny for me. How often do you practice sports? I don't practice sports at all. Or I could say, I never practice sports because I just don't have time. I exercise, but that's not a sport. How often do you brush your teeth? I brush my teeth. See, how often do you brush your teeth? I brush my teeth 3 times a day. Yeah, really. How often do you listen to music? I listen to music every single day. See, when I said that, I didn't say every day because that's just a normal answer. I said every single day because it makes my statement have more power. Ooh, you listen to music all the time. Exactly. That's how that works. Uh-oh, the cleaning lady's here, I think. So I'll try and hurry this up. How often do you read? I read every single day as well. How often do you go to the shopping mall? I never go to the shopping mall. How often do you buy clothes? I buy clothes once every 3 months. How often do you eat fast food? I eat fast food all of the time. It's just convenient. But fast food in Korea is healthier. How often do you have English classes? I have English classes 6 days a week. How often do you go out with your friends? I usually never go out with my friends. I'm just too busy. Well, the person would ask for the follow-up. How often do you go to the movies? I don't go to the movies as much as I would like to. I just have no time. Yet again. How often do you go for a walk? I go for a walk or run 7 days a week. How often do you use the internet? I use the internet every 20 minutes. Except when I'm sleeping. No, really, on my phone. I'm always looking up stuff because I need to know answers. Now, I hope you see how easy it is to turn a question into an answer. And you practice this more with me. Leave your answers in the comments down below so I can see what you say. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you see how easy it really is to answer a frequency adverb question. How often do you have a cool lesson like this? See you next time. Goodbye.